Hey everyone, so I'm Dan from Azuro. Today I will tell a bit about our protocol, how it works, and so basically Azuro is a decentralized betting protocol, and we want to allow building applications, betting applications on top of it, and it should be suited for both, for classic bettors and also for DGens. So to achieve it, we have faced some numerous of challenges. My speech will be about them. It will be separated for two parts. First one is about liquidity pool issues, and the second one mostly about user experience and onboarding experience on decentralized applications. So first one is about liquidity pool. In my opinion, it was faced not only by our protocol, but also by some other solutions that was built previously, like Azuro, Polymarket, etc. It connected with requirement to provide bettors with sufficient numbers of liquid markets, because classic bettors, they used to choose between big variety of markets on which they can bet on. So, and to achieve enough liquidity for each market, we have a common liquidity pool model. It's not one market-oriented liquidity pool, but it's a pool which provides liquidity for numerous of events. So this model allows us to achieve good diversification between numerous of events, and because of that, liquidity provision become much more safe than in other solutions. Because if we will have, until we have correct odds and spread in these odds, liquidity providers will be in profit. But so it sounds pretty easy, yeah, liquidity pool. But in our case, liquidity pool's profit connected with real life events. So because of that, we cannot use just a classic liquidity pool model. To explain why, let me remind you how classic liquidity pool works. I believe everyone knows, but anyway, it works like that. You put some money into liquidity pool, you receive some share. If liquidity pool get profit, cool, you can withdraw your share and you will get some profit as well. Sounds very easy. So, but in our case, as I mentioned previously, liquidity pool's profit connected with real-time events, for real-life events, for example, football match or something like this. So, and if we will use classic pool, it will allow someone to fraud, because you can just watch event, then you will realize that liquidity pool will be in profit when this event will be finished. So, and you can just put some huge amount of liquidity into the pool, and then instantly after this event will be finished, you can withdraw your money, and you will just steal all profit from other liquidity providers, and almost all profit. And without any risks, because you put liquidity just, I don't know, 1 moment before event was finished. You can even, I don't know, try to front run Oracle, for example, to do it. And it leads us that we should keep tracking whose money was used for what events. So to do it, obviously, we should store all the data about all deposits, etc. We should know timestamp of liquidity provision. We should know timestamps of creating events, etc. It's not difficult to understand that to computate all of these things, you will need some really large loop that will not fit in a block size. So even in Gnosis chain, for example, gas is not very expensive, transaction is fast, but it just not fit in the block. So, but what if I will say that we have found solution to do this computation only with logarithm complexity? So logarithm complexity is very efficient, and for example, if we will have, let's say, 1 billion deposits, even with this amount, we will be able to interact through them only with 20 iterations. So a loop will have only 20 interactions, and we will be able to handle 1 billion deposits. For example, 1 trillion will be about 30 or something like this. I don't remember exact amount. So how we achieve it? We are using some special model. It's called Liquidity Tree. It's our own solution. It's based on data structures that called segment tree. Probably someone heard about that. Someone who is a developer maybe learned about that. So I will not tell really a lot about this solution to keep everyone from falling asleep. And if someone wants to find more details about Liquidity Tree, how it works, etc., it's an open source. You can find it in our GitHub with some explanation how it works, what is it, segment tree, etc. So, and I will move forward to the second issue that we have. It's UX, user experience and onboarding into the centralized application. So actually, we don't build application by ourselves, but anyway, we are trying to support all applications that built on top of us. We are trying to provide them with some tools to make it more smooth and easy. Right now we have some few applications that was built on Azuro. You can find some analytics on our Dune dashboard, how good our application perform right now. So, and you can see that users is pretty active, but we still don't have really a lot of users because we still have some problems with onboarding. But if they already onboarded, they show really good activity because, for example, $16 average bet is really a good number, even for classic bookmakers company, for example. In classic betting, as far as I know, it's about 5 or something like this. It's really cool. So, and because of that, I just started thinking how to improve onboarding process to the applications. And I'm just thinking, okay, let's look around our ecosystem, and I found some interesting solution, in my opinion, to make onboarding based on the safe. I mean, this multi-sig wallet. I just thinking that we can. So onboarding is difficult because you need XDAI to pay for gas. You need to have MetaMask connected with Gnosis chain, etc. So, and for first interaction, it's very difficult. But then, when you're already using it, user already motivated to use it, to continue use it. So, because of that, for first interaction, I'm thinking that we can just deploy some safe for user. It will have only one owner. It will be owned by the user, and then he can provide only signed messages to applications, to application off-chain service or something like this, and this off-chain service will proceed transaction to the network. So user will not pay for the gas, and probably it will be much better UX and much better user acquisition experience for application. Also, I think that it will allow to use some onboarding tools. So it's a classic tool for marketing in classical applications, etc. For example, in our case, it can be some NFT free bets or something like this. For, I don't know, it can be used not only for betting, obviously, also for some Web3 games or something like this. They can provide user with some NFT gifts. So, and if we will come back to our onboarding tools, it's a free bet. classic thing. We want to provide user with NFTs that allow him to make a free bet on our protocol. But if we will do it for new user, he will not be able to use it instantly because he don't have XDAI to pay for gas, to proceed this transaction and redeem this free bet. But if you will put this free bet to the safe, give ownership of the safe to the user, he will be able to just sign message, provide this message to us, and we will proceed transaction, and he will start betting instantly without any additional interactions. He will not have to buy XDAI, etc. And then, if you win, for example, he will already motivated to continue using application, continue using Gnosis chain, and probably put some money into his wallet already. Or he can still work in this way with safe and not pay for gas, because in my opinion, these gas payments, it's not so big, and that can be accounted as user acquisition costs, or maybe just included into margin that application have. I think it's smart. So that's it. Thanks for your attention. I think I will try to go deeper with this onboarding stuff, and I will be happy to collaborate with you, and maybe we will be able to make adoption wider together. Thank you.
Cool, thank you, Dan. When will this onboarding tool be available?
When? Good question. So right now I'm just started working on it. I'm thinking that this year I will develop some prototype already. We will try it in our solutions, and then I will try to make it, I don't know, available for everyone who are using Gnosis chain. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I think that's actually a very great user experience where users can come from any other blockchain, but they can still benefit from very cheap transaction costs on Gnosis chain. There were already like some applications kind of prototyping this, also quite successfully. But like Tornado Cash actually did this, but I think it's very good to have like a generic solution that allows many other applications to benefit from this.
Probably it also can be used to operate with, for example, Gnosis chain without switch networks. Right now, obviously, to sign message on safe, you need to put also chain ID, but probably we can make some additional models to make it allow. It will be some trade-off with security, but if we're talking only about onboarding process, we can implement it with some limits. For example, we can, I don't know, create some model for safe that will use some, I don't know, let's say retarded signatures that's not can be full signatures, but it can be used only to make some limited transaction. For example, only, I don't know, 100 DAI or something like this, just to onboard user, and then he will be able to install MetaMask and start working in secure way. Yeah. I think, it can be helpful.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks a lot. I'm not sure if you're open for any questions or if you have time. If anyone has any questions?
I have one.
Yeah.
Really quick, actually.
Oh, I can repeat you. Yeah.
What's the business model for Azuro as a company?
So as I told, okay, thank you. As I told, we are not building application by ourselves, but on top of us, you can build your betting applications. So, and we are like a B2B solutions for betting. That's like that.
What's the commercial model?
So our we're just thinking that classic bookmaker consists of a few parts. Like first one is liquidity. You need liquidity to guarantee payouts, right? The second one is data. You need correct data about odds, about events, etc. Third one, user acquisition. So, and we just separated these parts between different actors. First one is liquidity pool. Liquidity providers can earn some money. Also, this application will earn some revenue share. Data providers and also us as organizer of it, some percent will go to the DAO. So that's the model. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, please.
Yeah, maybe since you're providing a free bet and also the class for it, how do you prevent users from just creating a lot of bets in all the outcomes and like fake accounts?
Yes, that's a good question. Because of that, we are using Safe. So, for example, if we will just send money to users and not free bets, obviously they can just, I don't know, go and buy some beer instead of bets. But in this case, we are using free bets. It can be have some time limits, etc. And we can provide it not only for every user, right? We can have some special rules. For example, you can, I don't know, make a tweet or something like this to achieve this free bet, or we just decide that this guy, he, I don't know, achieve some special link, and because of that he gets this free bet, etc. It's just normal work with bounty hunters. I think it's
Maybe next meetup we get a card or a free bet.
yeah, sure, we'll do it. Good advice.